All right, we live. Shalom, shalom.
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 First foremost, we want to give all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Hashem.
Bahashem,
Yahushua.
Yahusha.
Badash.
Hashem.
Hashem.
Hakwadash.
Kakadash.
I want to give double honor to Apostle Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. And a mighty shalom to all the listeners, believers, staying rooted in his faith and truth, pushing the will of the Lord. All right, this is the few of the brothers from the Garrett branch of Great Millstone. Lord willing, come back here again with another edifying video. And today we're going to be going into pretty much understanding that you're not doing this you're not what you're doing isn't going unnoticed, right? Understanding that what you're doing, even though sometimes you don't get the views, you don't see many people popping out to the campsites, you have to still understand that this word is going out, right? And in the heavens, you're being there, what's it called, says the angels are pretty much cheering you on, man. Right, somebody's actually watching. A lot of those things get altered, a lot of those things don't get shown because a lot of your views, they say you don't get no views, but you're really getting views, man. This word is going out and it's not going out void, man, so you have to continue doing the work. All right, so we're going to start in the book of Hebrews chapter 6 and straight to the point, verse 10. It says, for Yahweh is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love which ye have showed toward his name, and that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister. Right, so the angels are taking note of all of these different things that you're doing, and they're keeping tabs for the Lord. So when that day comes, right, when we understand when that day of tribulation comes, you have that spiritual bank account that you've been storing up that's going to cash out, man. The Lord's going to start acting because he's taking note, he's remembering every single thing that you're doing for him in his name. It says I'll read 11 too. And we desire that every one of you do show the same diligence to the full assurance of hope until the end. Until the end, man. You have to do this, what's it called? This labor, these acts until the end. Until the Lord decides to say, all right, it's all right, brother. Get off the corner, what's it called? The highways and byways, man. Those doors of mercy are closed. You have to continue to fight until the end, because if you decide that, my stuff's going unnoticed, you start getting that lackadaisical spirit, you start to believe that you're doing this for no reason, then that's when bad things are gonna start coming your way. You're gonna start getting that reward of a hypocrite, man.
I got something for you. I got the word
Okay.
account for you. Cause you pretty much going into it. Like account in the Edamon online, it says a report or a description of an event or experience. Um, yeah. So pretty much the angels, pretty much what the brother Iwa was saying, the angels are giving a report or an account of what we're doing here down here on Earth. Good or bad. But specifically, the brother's going into the good that we do. Us prophesying and us doing good works for the flock.
Mhm.
You got it.
I got a
Uh,
precept for you.
Go ahead.
Gets Sirach 7 and 15. You gonna get it or you want me to?
Give me 1 second. I gotta. You can read it. I'll pull it
Yeah,
up.
I can read it. Yeah. It's just quick, straight to the point. It says Sirach, Ecclesiasticus 7 and 15. Hate not laborious work, neither husbandry, which most high hath ordained. So the Lord has ordained us really since the womb. You know what I'm saying? To be able to do this labor, man. And with this labor, it's not an easy thing. This is a task, that was put on us from the Lord Himself, man. Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai, who the world even calls God and Jesus Christ. And with this task, it's not going to be an easy path, man. It's going to be very, very difficult. And what they say in the world is, things that come easy, is not going to be, I forget that saying. Pretty much, if it's easily accessible, easily attained, then you're not going to appreciate it, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hey, but the Lord sees the hard work that we putting in, the sacrifices that we are putting in, the calling, the calling, the brothers checking up on, whatever it is, your task is within this work, the Lord sees that, man. And if it's not being, noticed by men or the brothers or whatever it may be, guess what? It's noticed by the
Mhm.
Heavenly Father Himself, man. You know, that's why, because that's what we're doing. In this work, man, we're building each other up, man. And building each other up. We're exalting and uplifting, each other. Oh, what's that scripture where it said? Can I get one more scripture if ain't nobody got nothing? Like
Go
real,
ahead.
it's Sirach chapter 12. I'm gonna start at verse 1, but the point is in 2. It says Sirach chapter 12, verse 1. It says, "When thou doest good, know to whom thou doest to it." It says, "So shalt thou be thanked for thy benefits." You see, and that's what we're doing, man. Because this really just not only benefits ourselves, but really it benefits the body. This the body that Yahweh Shai, put together, to benefit us, man. You know, and what good is the body if a part of the body is not whole? You see, so this is what this labor of love is about,
Mhm.
and the Lord sees these accounts, and He's taking notice of it. You know, so while we, that's why the Lord loves a sincere heart, because He don't want nobody in this, for vain glory or for some type of filthy lucre or
Mhm.
whatever it may be, man. He wants you sincerely, man. And guess what? I don't care if you get 1 view, 2 view, you know what I'm saying, or no views. Hey, the Lord sees what we doing, man. And that's all really that matters, man. You know, uh Sirach chapter 12, verse 2, it says, "Do good to the godly, man." It says, "And thou shalt find a recompense." Hey, the Lord is gonna pay. The scriptures talk about you reap what you sow, man. You know, and if you're reaping, it's like if you're sowing righteousness, and good works, then guess what? You're gonna get that back, and that might not come right away. It probably comes
Mhm.
a time where it's most needed, man. Especially in these times that we're entering into now. These are the times that we're gonna cash up, on that labor of love that we put in, and
Yeah.
an investment that we put in. It says, "Do good to the godly man, and thou shalt find a recompense, if not from him, yet from the most high power," man.
Whoo.
And that's really what matters. You know what I'm saying? Because when we do a deed, we can't expect a thank you all the time. Us
Mhm.
as men, you know what I'm saying? You don't expect a thank you all the time. A thank you ain't gonna come all the time. A gift ain't gonna come all the time. You know what I mean? Because really, this is our reasonable service. This is something that we, are allotted to do anyway. We supposed to do good. This is our spirit. The Lord made us upright. You know, but in a world full of wickedness, you see what I'm saying? The Lord is looking at that, and He's rooting for you in this world, man. You know, but
And
I'm
it's,
gonna
if
try to
I may,
precept.
it's mighty because you have to understand, like the brother said, not everything that you do is going to go notice, especially this work. Because you have to understand that the thing that we're doing now, a lot of people don't see the beauty and the actual reward in this truth, man. Right? But when the kingdom is established and they start seeing the actual things come to fruition that we were prophesying about, Lord, when we give that number, then they're gonna actually appreciate that work and in fullness, right? I got a
Precept.
oh, you got it. I'll wait.
Grab.
What
What you better get? You can
I
get
was
what you
going
got.
to Ephesians 6. What you got?
Galatians 1:10.
I get yours. I can hold mine.
Because some of Yashrala said what he said was you won't always get those views, man, from men, but your work don't go unnoticed. But also you got to be focused on what are you doing it for? You got to focus and pinpoint the reason you're out there.
That's it.
Because sometimes you can get distracted along the way. You know, by getting recognition from men. It can distract you, you know. But we got to be focused on who we're doing the work for.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Doc.
Galatians 1 and 10, it says, "For do I now persuade men or Yahweh?"
Damn.
Salakia.
Damn. So I
Yeah, you got you know, one of them Kevin Hart dams. You know what I'm saying? You know,
I'm
because
sorry.
because it's what Shamaria said. That's why I mentioned earlier. You got to be sincere, bro. You know, and we got to be royal and regal in whatever state we in, man. You know, knowing that and that's what the Lord sees. He sees that you still putting that work in. You know, it's just like somebody with money, man. It's easy for a motherfucker with money to, to do good or whatever, or to or to give up some money, whatever it is, But when motherfucker ain't got no money, and he giving his last, or whatever it is, and hey, the Lord see that, man. And that's commended, because why you gave all you had, and you still, showing that labor of love even in a poor state, man. Go ahead, Shamar, Shamar, go ahead.
Are you good? Uh, yeah. Slocky. Read that again out from the top.
It says, Galatians 1 and 10, "For do I now persuade men or Yahweh? Or do I seek to please men? For if I yet please men, I should not be the servant of Mashiach."
Come on, man. If you please men, and you're not serving the Lord. You serving men. You
Yep.
know, I serve two masters. You're either gonna hate the one or love the other. You know. And also another thing is that our work is always being seen. As men of the Lord, all right, we move wisely, right? And part of moving wisely is being teachers. So yeah, we must first understand that everything we do is being reported back to the Heavenly Father, man. You know, because we do, we know that there's angels in every place beholding the evil and the good, the bad and the good. The eyes of the Lord 10,000 times brighter than the sun. You know, so we know that our works are being reported, whether we think that we're being watched or not. There's people out here in the world that they think they're getting away with the evil that they do.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, they building up a tab on themselves.
Precept.
But we
What
gotta
you
always remember that. Always remember that even if we don't get no views, we got the most important view. You know,
Yeah, kind of.
the
The
most important.
only view.
Yahweh Shemi Awashai. He's watching you to see what you do, even when you're going through hell. Like Yahshua said, the parable of the young rich ruler. It's easy to serve the Lord when everything's going right for you. You know, but it's the Lord want to test you to see if you're still going to turn to Him when everything's not going your way.
Ooh.
You know, to increase you, all to increase you, not to meant for your betterment. You got it. That's all I wanted.
Mm. I got a word for you that you mentioned, called view, VIEW. In the Edamon online, it says formal inspection or survey. Uh, what I thought about was the Lord is what's that scripture where it talks in Zephaniah where he's going to be with candlesticks, roughly paraphrasing.
1 and 12.
Yeah, something like that where he's going to be
I would
look
search Jerusalem with candlesticks
search yeah,
and
con
punish
search.
the men that are settled on their leaves.
Yep, there you go. You know, uh, yeah, I butcher it, man. Can I get it right quick?
Zephaniah 1 and 12.
I believe so. Yeah, this is Zephaniah chapter 1, verse 12. It says, "And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled on their leaves," and that's the ones who just kicking back, you know, really just not doing nothing. You see, knowing the requirements of the Lord, you know, it says that say in their hearts, the Lord will not do good, neither will he do evil, you know. And the Lord is also looking at that as well too, you know. But the point is, the Lord is searching us with candlesticks. Is that view, like Shamaria said, man? That inspection that's going on right now, man. The Lord is actually sifting out the sincere ones, from the fake ones. You see
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Go ahead. You got.
I
Who's
got one.
talking? Oh, sorry.
I got one after you out.
Colossians 3:23. It says, "And whatsoever you do, do it heartily as to the Lord and not as to men,
That's beautiful.
knowing that of the Lord ye shall receive the reward of the inheritance, for ye serve the Lord Hamashiach." Right. So understanding that you're not a lot of people, what was it called in the book of Matthews? You had those people that was doing it for what's it called? Men pleasing, the praise of men, right? That was their what's the word? Consolation prize. But you have to understand what you're doing this work for, man. We're not doing this work for the public eye, the public pretty much appraise, because we have to understand that when the Lord was coming down here and he was doing this exact same work, the people hated him, right? But we're doing these things to get pretty much what's the word? Pardoned from the Lord, understanding that this is the only way out, man.
Okay.
It says last verse, and then I get yours. It says, "But he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which ye have done, and there's no respect of persons." Right. So if you're not doing this work and you're doing your own thing, understanding that you're gonna get rewarded for that wrong, man. Like the elder Shamaria has said, people think that since the Lord isn't acting on things that they're doing now, that they're getting away with their sins, right? But the Lord is watching, he's just keeping tabs. So when he comes down with that judgment, and you have no excuse. The Lord has every account for everything you did in your lifetimes.
Con. If I may give an analogy, right? It's like the one thing about that movie, the horror movie Saw. It's
Mhm.
like he punished. He was basically doing. He called himself doing God's work for him or whatever. But he basically punished people who did wrong. He punished people who did wrong, but he gave them a choice to escape. They just had to have the resolve to escape. You know, so it's like the Lord, the Lord is keeping a tab on all your wickedness and everything you're doing, right?
Mhm.
But you have to have, you have to have the spirit first and foremost, because everybody is going to see the prophets. Everybody's going to have an opportunity to serve the Lord. Everybody's going to be given an opportunity to serve the Lord, but you the one that passed by. You the one that didn't confess. You the one that chose what you wanted to do over what the Lord wanted you to do. So you got to get that reward. And it's just like the movie saw, like, oh, I'm not killing anybody. We don't do any killing. So the Lord, like, hey, all his judgments are just. So when the Lord put that judgment on you, you can't say, oh, I didn't get a chance. And you chose wickedly. You chose wickedness, man. And you had the option to repent, but you did not. But ultimately, it's all because the Lord just doesn't want your ass. You know,
Mhm.
ultimately. Go ahead. That's all I wanted. Go ahead.
What'd you have up?
You could get Luke 17, starting at verse 8 in NLT.
Luke 17:8. It says, "No," he says, "prepare my meal, put on your apron, and serve me while I eat. Then you can eat later."
Keep going.
All right.
And does the master thank the servant for doing what he was told to do? Of course not. In the same way, when you obey me, you should say, "We are unworthy servants who have simply done our duty."
Con.
That's simply put.
Like,
We doing the deeds of the Lord. At the end of the day, we not supposed to be wanting to want to be getting thanks, or views. We're supposed to be doing, what the Lord wants us to do. At the end of the day, simply put.
just because he told us to do it. Con.
Exactly.
Mhm.
It's like he the one. It's like we the children, and he the reason we got a roof over our head, food in our belly, change of clothes every day. You know, but he's the reason we got all these things. So when the master tell me to do something, I'm gonna just do it because I appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know,
Because
May watch. You got it.
that's a
no,
good
you got.
precept, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Con. I
All I say is, if I may, it's just like a parent. Why should I reward you for cleaning up your room? You shouldn't want to live in filth. You shouldn't want to live like this. And that's the same
exactly.
thing Lord does with us. He gave us these laws because he understood that if we didn't have these laws, look how the world is looking out now. You literally have, what's it called, moles running rampant. You have demon children going wild. All different type of perverse things are happening because we didn't want to listen to the Lord in the first place.
I got some
What you got?
Matthew 6:19.
Matthew 6:19. Lay not up for yourselves treasure upon earth, where moth and rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal.
God, like so don't sow and don't heap your hopes on the physical. All right. Although we do need physical things like money, transportation, clothes. Then we get little luxuries. We get little luxuries that we don't really need, but they're not necessities, but we want them, and the Lord still gives us to them. So don't put your hope and trust into those things, because those
Mhm.
are all things that thieves can break through and steal. All those things are tangible, and we know the scriptures talk about things that's tangible. Everything that's uh, let's say I'm trying to think of it. It says all the things that be all the things that be on earth are temporal, and all the things that be in heaven are eternal.
Mhm.
Something to that effect. So us knowing that, we want to put our thoughts on the eternal things.
Come.
Go ahead.
It says, but lay up for yourselves treasure in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doeth corrupt, and
Hmm.
where thieves do not break through nor steal.
Which is what righteousness.
Come.
Those things that those little, because I think that the English definition of the word integrity is doing what's right when no one is looking. So doing what's right when no one is looking is like the English definition of integrity, or being selfless. So when you know that someone's always looking, you should behave yourself like you're always being watched, like you're being an example. You know, so we should want to do righteously because we know it's going to reap a reward in the kingdom of heaven, and we know we want to be delivered. We only pleasing one person, and if you know this is what he likes to be pleased, then you're going to do what he likes. You know,
Come.
go ahead.
It says, for your treasure is there will your heart be also.
Because your treasure is, yes, sir, your mind is going to be. That's what you're always going to be focused on. People that are very ambitious in this worldly life, whatever their treasure is, they're gonna work towards it every day, every night, without stop, and they're gonna sacrifice all to obtain. So we got to do the same thing. Keep on going.
It says, the light of the body is the eye. If therefore that eye be single, the whole body shall be full of light.
Con, the light of the body is the eye. Light is the knowledge, man. It's the righteousness, the Holy Spirit. That's the light of the body is the eye. Your eye is used to focus. So the focus of your life. I'm sorry, not the focus of your life.
Yes.
Knowledge of your body is the eye. Whatever you're focused on, that's what you're giving yourself into. You can't feed the flesh and the spirit at the same time. If this says, if therefore then like I be single, my whole body should be full of light. So if you single out, if you have that tunnel vision, right, on righteousness, then
Mm-hmm.
you're focused on the right thing, you know. But when you divide it, your attention is divided on other things. That's when you start to slip and fall. Because sometimes it happens. We're in the flesh. We're not going to serve the Lord perfectly. Sometimes your attention get divided. Sometimes you're more emotional than other times when you're going through hell. When you go through hell, you don't really act like yourself, you know. But so it's time to zero in on the Lord. That's what they call zero in, tunnel vision. Go ahead.
It says, so
What's that?
yep. Um, but if thine eye be evil, the whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore,
Time.
so like,
If the eye be evil, and that whole body should be full of darkness, man. So if you focused on evil things, things that does not regard this law, statutes, commandments of the Heavenly Father, then you're gonna be full of evil, full of darkness. Go ahead.
it says, but if thy eye be evil, the whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore the light is in thee be darkness, how great is the darkness?
So how deep is that darkness? So you wicked, but how wicked is you? You know, you just every because you got like everyday churchgoers. Yeah, they wicked, they eat pork and shit, but they ain't worse than a motherfucker that's doing rituals and doing child sacrifices and drinking blood out of bodies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they both still wicked. They both still get destroyed. But one's gonna die a horrific death, and one's gonna die a quick one, a more merciful death. Get a more merciful judgment than a or agonizing judgment. You know, but that was it. No, last word 24.
It says no man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or
Mhm.
else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve Yahweh and Mammon.
God, man, you can't serve the Lord, the Most High commandment. Can't serve the Most High anything. That was the first commandment that we got when we came out of Egypt. You know, do not put anything in heaven above or the earth below, or the water under the earth above Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know, and that's the first thing we did. The first commandment we got was the first commandment we broke as a nation.
Hmm.
25 says for six. Okay, that kind of goes into it, but not really. Y'all got something else?
I had a quick one. Nobody had anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
go.
I'll get something after you.
I just had a quick one because you pretty much brought up doing the right thing and having integrity before you got that
Mm-hmm.
precept.
Yeah, come.
You get First Samuel 18:14.
That's the spirit, bro.
I was like, we literally was just reading this.
Yeah, we was that's the spirit. I was gonna say something about that, but I'm gonna let you say the spirit. I want you to come out.
God,
Go ahead.
this is First Samuel 18:14. And David behaved himself wisely in all his ways, and the Lord was with him. You know, so we continue to be on our best behavior. You know, having integrity when nobody else is looking. You know, the Lord's gonna be with us. To simply put it.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all can break it down. Come just get in the crib.
No, what you was saying is true because look at the opposite. The complete opposite is that it's Saul. You see, what Saul was being disobedient. That's why in 15, First Samuel 15, he talks about obedience is better than sacrifice. You know, because he was not obedient unto the Lord when the Lord told him to do something, even though his intentions was wicked as hell already, and he wasn't really sincere. You know, he ended up trying to blame the people took the fattest of the pretty much of the cattle and shit like that when the Lord told him to destroy this shit. You see, you know, but really his heart towards the Lord was insincere, man. You know, and because of that, the Lord took that spirit away from him, man. You know, the Lord took that spirit away from him. You know what I mean? So the Lord is really he peeping that out. You know, so he knows who's sincere, who's not sincere, and the ones who's sincere, he's not going to forget the work that you putting in. You know,
If I'm add to your point,
but
you know, I believe it was in the 16th chapter.
Appreciate
Samuel pretty much was going into how the Lord doesn't look at your appearance or your stature, but he looks in the inward part.
Yeah, come.
absolutely,
He's talking about David.
He's
Yep.
talking about his
yeah,
brother. He thought his brother was gonna get the kingdom
brothers, yeah,
because he resembled Saul because he was tall. He's like, that's
absolutely,
why I refused him.
that's it.
Absolutely.
I got a
Um,
piece. Nobody
it
got
was
one.
I gotta grab that First Samuel 18:5 real quick.
Mm-hmm.
First Samuel 18:5, it says, and David went out whithersoever Saul sent him, and behaved himself wisely.
Hmm.
And Saul set him over the men of war, and he was accepted in the sight of all men, and also in the sight of Saul's servants.
So he was accepted amongst the people. Go look up that word wisely real quick. You know, because we all know the law, statutes, and commandments makes you wise. You
Yep.
know, which most of the people was keep. You know, most of them people was keeping the law. You know, statutes and commandments in those days. You know, not everybody, because you still had people behind closed doors, but especially amongst the people that love David. Go ahead.
Hold on.
Wisely.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Oh, here we go. And Edamon.
Strong's.
Not Edamon, my bad. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Um, says to be prudent, be circumspect, wisely understand, prosper, uh,
Mm-hmm.
to give attention to, consider, ponder, to have insight, comprehension.
Uh, so he had insight. He had comprehension of the scriptures because everybody don't know exactly the same. Or sometimes people might know the law, but don't really know how to apply it in this proper application, or may need a little help. So David was. They came to David. That's why he was accepted. That's why he was accepted in the eyes of all the people because it came to him for insight. All right, it doesn't say insight.
Yeah.
Is there any more? Is there any more?
Uh, that was
To
it on.
look up, to look, to look at or upon, have insight. To give attention to, consider, ponder, be prudent, have insight, comparison, or comprehension. You know, give it to teach. That's the one I'm looking for. To teach. It was the fourth and the fifth one. It says the teachers, the wise. So he was teaching them. He was telling them, and he was also endowed with the extra boost of faith because he slayed Goliath, and no one else wanted to.
Mhm.
So they came to him for basically everything, and Saul was jealous. He was
Yep.
jealous. He was just jealous of them that they was wicked. You know. But go ahead. What's your precept?
That's right, Lord. Yeah.
Uh, kind of wanted to. Let me see. I think it's Matthew 19 and 27. To jump back on with the Hebrews 6 and 10. Because the Lord is not going to forget our labor of love, man. That we showed in it towards Him in His name. Hey, what it talks about that in second Ezra, man. That the Lord was going to crown us, for standing so stiffly, man. You see,
Mhm.
the Lord already promised us what we were going to have, and the things that is awaiting on us, man. We just got to continue in the work until the end. Matthew 19, we can start at 27.
Which says the title, disciples' reward.
That's it.
Then answered Peter and said unto him, behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore?
Uh,
And Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
and it's one of the promises of the Lord, even though that's, for the disciples, you see, but hey, the prophets is going to get a prophet's reward as well, too, you know. We are going to reign. The Lord said He was going to have us reign with Him. You know what I'm saying, in the kingdom of heaven. You see,
Yep.
so like, somebody's going to say something.
I said, Con, yeah.
You know, absolutely, man. So hey, what we doing is not a light thing. The Lord ain't looking at now. The world might look at it as light, or man might look at it as light, or a light thing, But the Lord is looking at it as a mighty thing, man. That's why he kept assuring the disciples, man. Look here, man. Look, this is what's gonna happen, man. You're gonna end up judging judging your people, man. you know, you're
Con.
gonna end up judging the world. Go ahead, big bro.
I said, say Con. Con.
You know, yeah, you can continue on.
It says, and everyone that have forsaken houses,
Yeah.
or brethren, or
Mm-hmm.
sister, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive a hundredfold, and
Yeah.
shall inherit everlasting life.
Yeah. So the Lord is showing you right here that these are the things that is a possibility that you might lose in this thing, but the reward is of the Lord not forgetting your labor of love is that the things that you lost for Him, He gonna reward it to you back 100-fold, man. And that 100-fold can be whatever. You see, So I mean, the Lord is mighty, and look at the generations of old and see who He have not forsaken. Man, the Lord ain't forsaken
Mhm.
nobody that trusted in Him, nobody that really trusted in what He said He was gonna do, and He ended up coming through, man. You know, this is verse 30 though, the last one.
It says, "But many that are first shall be last, and the
Hmm.
last shall be first."
Right, because in this world, we are insignificant. You know, and we are last on the totem pole. We are the last. Matter of fact, we are the underdog. We are the last ones on earth, man, to really, for the world to think that the Lord is gonna come back and save. That's why it talks about in Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, they should be amazed at the strangeness of our salvation, man. You know, so hey, yeah, it doesn't matter about that's a small thing. A view is a small thing. Look how many angels is viewing us, man. You know what I'm saying? They're viewing our works and writing it down and recording it and sending it up the rank to the heavens to the top angels, man.
Con.
Ultimately, out, man. You know, so all that is being recorded, man. You know, go ahead, big folk. Y'all got it.
You had some, Shamari?
No, I didn't have nothing. No, I'm just listening.
I got one. Give me 1 second for pull it up. It's actually two. They link up with each other. Galatians 6. Galatians 6:9. It says, "And let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not." Backing up what the brother just said, because you have to understand it's going to be long suffering. A lot of people are so used in this society in order to get their reward right away, right? They want that instant gratification, but the Lord already pretty much is teaching us that something that's well waited for is well earned, man. This is something that you literally have to work for. You have to keep working until the Lord says, like I said earlier. What did the Lord say? Pretty much until He says it's done with, man. All right, it's time
Uh,
to get off those street corners. Now let me work. All right,
if I may,
go ahead.
uh, yeah, because in James chapter 5 it talks about the husbandman waited for the precious fruit. You
Mm,
know, we wait with that's what we waiting. I think it talks about that in the book of Hebrews, where the earnest expectation. No, that's the book of Romans, I believe. But the earnest expectation of the creature, man, you know, is for the Lord to turn over that earth back to back to us, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the earth was made for our sakes, man. You know that which is a part of that reward. You see
mm,
that we're going to receive, for giving it all and forsaking all for the Lord, man. You know.
mhm,
That's the bigger picture, man. This little, seeing man have you being recognized or your views or recognition in the camp, whatever it is, none of that shit matters, man. All that shit is really vanity. And like the elder Shamaria brought out earlier, man, really is you'd rather obey the most high power rather than men. Because we
mhm,
doing it for the Lord, man. We're not doing it for men. We're not doing it for likes. Through the spirit testimony, I ain't never had no Facebook. Never had no type because I never even put a heart on a fucking message or whatever it is because I just never really was in that type of spirit, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All shit is really vanity, bro.
yep.
We can give a
Con.
fuck about it, man. We doing this labor, bro, because it was done for us. The Lord, sacrificed His life for us. So guess what? We got to get down in, get our knees dirty for the Lord.
If I may, and that's why he had broke that down in the book of Matthews, just pretty much going into the alms deed, because you have a lot of people, which just like in today's society, what's the first thing they do when they're trying to try to help out the homeless or do an alms deed? They get on TikTok, they get on
Yeah,
Facebook and start recording in order to
yeah.
get that appraisal from men. But what did the Lord tell you to do? He said, don't do your alms before men, right? But go in
Uh,
private and do it. Because
Appreciate it.
go ahead.
You can finish your thought first.
because going what's it called? That's pretty much what they were looking for, man. Man's appraisal. I mean, man's appraise. Right? They don't care about the Lord's appraise. They don't care about how the Lord views them, man. They're getting their reward on this side. Go ahead, so.
This is Galatians 5, starting at 25. It says, if we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit. Let us not be desirous of vainglory,
That's it.
provoking one another, envying one another. So don't be trying to get vainglory. Don't be trying to get clout. Looking for the next man's approval. And don't try to make somebody else jealous of what the shine that you getting in the moment that you getting looked at.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah.
If I may, that's what links up right with the brother Yasharala pulled out because those people that are doing these things and getting all that glory on this side, this is going to be one of the main reasons you're going to be last in the kingdom of heaven, man. All right. It says, what's it called? You shall be the least in the kingdom of heaven because you got your reward on this side, man. Those people that are at the top of society now, those Kevin Hart's, Mike Epps, all of those people that are getting all that appraisal. But how did they get it, man? They didn't get it from the Lord. No, they got it from what's it called, Daddy E. Right. So when the Lord comes back, you're going to be at the bottom in shame and confusion, not understanding how, not understanding how you got here.
hmm hmm And I got that word, vainglory, or desirous vainglory. They're pretty much going into, it says being conceited. It says glorying without
Hey,
reason.
if I may add to Iowa's point,
You got it.
hey, bro, it's like they gonna know why they got there, but it's gonna be like I went this low just for some just for some damning. Like I had
Absolutely.
them,
Yeah,
huh?
absolutely. Go ahead.
I had them shit on me,
Yeah.
piss on me. I
Yeah.
drunk blood. I killed people. I killed my mama. Like for
Mm-hmm.
some mammon, I chose that over the Lord.
For
And they gonna
what?
remember every single because you gotta think, bro. They gonna remember their past lives. Not
Mm-hmm.
the heathen, of course, but we gonna have to teach them why they getting why they getting fucked up, you know. But 2/3 gonna come back like like the Rihannas, the Jay-Z's, the celebrities of this time, the people of reputable mention. They're gonna be like, I did what? Why would I do that?
Yeah.
Why would I choose that over the Lord? I was
Yeah.
so stupid. Like you make a bad mistake. I was so fucking stupid. If I
Facts.
never do that, they're gonna feel bad forever. Ever.
Hey, if I may, Shamaria,
Yeah.
it's gonna be two words: is worthless and unprofitable.
Yep.
You know, because and those words go into vain. Being vain,
Vain.
empty.
Empty. Yep.
Now
It's the spirit.
they're starting to see that you know that labor, which they were laboring for the world, and laboring for views or laboring for a motherfucker to like them. You know what I'm saying? Hey, they're gonna see that all the shit, the labor that they put in, man, really unprofitable. It was meaningless. You know, it really had no true value in it. You know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
this work that we're doing, man, that we're laying our treasures in heaven. This is the real stock. This is the real, and guess what? It ain't got a lot of views. You know what I'm saying? You see motherfuckers on these YouTube platforms. Hey, I'm gonna speak on motherfuckers in the truth. That's not even speaking the whole truth. Man, they
Facts.
got views up the ass, bro. They got
Mm-hmm.
views
hmm
up the ass, but they believe that the Revelation 13 and 16 is not the MOTB. What good is all that when you can't even warn the people right? They
Mm-hmm.
man, I'm talking about 20,000, 30,000. You know what I'm saying?
And if I may,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes it worse. They're just like the church because they asking for donations. They got
Yeah,
their cash up on the top right of their screen.
yeah,
You know.
absolutely. So consider yourself in good company, because this ain't the Lord never dealt with numbers. Ooh, the Lord ain't never dealt with numbers like uh, uh, you see, he always dealt with a small number, man.
And what King
Like,
David say?
go
He
ahead, big
said,
brother.
the battle was not the battle was given to the Lord. The battle is in
That's
the Lord's hand.
Mm.
that's it. Yeah, absolutely. You
That's
got
mighty.
some.
No, that was it.
Quality over quantity. Rock it down.
The water. Y'all
Yeah,
got
I
some.
was gonna. My bad.
I was
I
just
was
asking.
also gonna say, Shalakia, we're not asking for anything. These other groups and the ones that you see that got clout and all these followers, and viewers, they asking for money out of you, and they leading to destruction. You know,
That's it. Absolutely.
Gone.
and we begin shadow ban. That's what I was gonna say in the beginning. We began shadow ban because we got the truth.
Oh yeah.
That's
So
If
even though we don't get views, we also got to fight principalities.
absolutely.
Hmm.
The shadow banners them spiritual demons hopping on Esau to stop the truth. That's how we torment to them. You know, torment this devil,
That's
but it ain't gonna stop because it won't stop.
Facts.
Can't stop. Never stop.
it.
Take that. Take that. Take that.
Yeah. Yeah, we count all things as done and lost. Like just like Paul, we count it all lost anyway. You know what I'm saying? All this really just don't matter anyway. Long as we right with the Lord, that's all that matters, bro. You know what I'm saying? In the eyes of the Lord, you know what I'm saying, we are found blameless or guiltless, and we hey shit, like I say, man, the views like what Shamari brought out earlier, the views, in this world is different from the views in the heavens, man. You know what he said when he opened up the heavens and showed who was that, Down Thomas, before he got stoned. He showed them there'll be many with us, than there is, hey,
mm,
it's more than on the spirit on our side than it is, in the world side, bro. Or people who seeking those views or seeking that, hey, the Lord is gonna reward us, with a righteous reward, you know. I'm a yield, bro.
y'all got anything? Because now I got something.
Nah, I ain't got
You,
nothing.
you get that second address before we close out. I know you said you brought that up.
Yeah, I get it. This is Jeremiah 17:10. It says, I the Lord search the heart, I try the reins, even to
Mm,
give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doing.
mm,
All right, it's the Lord, man. He searches the minds. He's seeing if you what's it called, if you're being sincere or you're being what's it called, pretty much cunning behind this work, man. What are you actually in this work for? What are you actually trying to fight for? What are you doing this thing for, man? So you can appear before a man and trick a man with a smile and a nice suit, saying you're doing this for the Lord, but inwardly you understand that you're doing this for the gains of women, money, and all of these different other things. But you can't trick the Lord, man. He sees what you're doing and he knows your ways, right? And so that's why it says even to give a man according to his ways, right? So the Lord coming back with our reward, maybe good for some, bad for others.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I got one more before I get that other one. Revelations 22 and 12, it says, and behold, Salakia. Somebody says something.
Hmm.
It says, and behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me to give every man according as his work shall be. So it links up, man. The Lord is coming quickly, man, with the reward for those who are diligently seeking him, occupying until he comes, doing the things that please him and that he told them to do, man. All right. Did not the Lord say, there are many mansions in my father's yeah, Slovakia. Hold on. I'll just get it.
you gotta get it, but gotta get it.
Yeah, I was gonna chop it.
Yeah, because that's the Lord not forgetting. Hey, why he not forgetting? Because he working now. You know what I'm saying? And he waiting. He already got things prepared for us, to be honest. But you know,
Mm-hmm.
he just waiting on us. You know what I'm saying? He just waiting on the Lord to get him to go. You know what I'm saying? come destroy this place. They come save his hopeful elect, man. You know, and we're gonna partake in those refreshments that the Lord got set up for us, man. You
Yep.
know, go ahead, big fella.
It says in John 14:2, in my father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I'll go to
Yeah,
prepare a place for you. All right.
that's
So
it.
the Lord is working on a beautiful place for you. And while he's gone, he's telling you to what? Hey, keep yourselves in order, prophesy, fast, repent, preach this word. Right? It's like your parent on this side, let's just say a worldly aspect. Your parent is preparing this whole vacation for you, this whole new or getting a whole new house and building you up a whole new room, right? And he's asking you to do all these things, but when he comes back, you're doing what? Nothing. You sitting there doing what you want to do.
You ain't wash the dishes.
You ain't do nothing he asked you to do. He told you to pack. He told you to clean your room, but you ain't did none of that. All right. It
Then you gonna
said
sit there and say, "I'm gonna go somewhere else and do worse."
for real. It says, if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there ye may be also. So the Lord wants to give you this beautiful home that He's building for you, but you have to be worthy enough to receive it, man. Right? You have to be in the right mind state, so when you do receive, you know what to do with it and how to
Mm-hmm.
keep the upkeep of it.
All right.
Let me get that second address.
I like it.
Wow, bear with me.
Hey, we can't forget about the new bodies either. You know,
Man,
the Lord
yeah.
promises, like we brought out in
Oh
camp.
man,
You know,
it's many, it's so many promises that come with it, man. Because it's like,
absolutely.
yeah, you're doing it because you're supposed to, but the Lord gonna reward you anyway. You know, because He know it was a great tribulation. It's
Yeah.
another one. Wait, after you get that second address too, grab this Revelation 7.
Let me get the Revelations first.
Nah, grab the second address first.
Con. This is second address 2 and whoa. Oh, that's because I didn't press search yet. The second address 2 and 44. It says, so I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said to me, these be they that have put off the mortal clothing and put on it the immortal, and have confessed the name of Yahweh. Now are they crowned and receive palms. It says, then said
Because
I,
palms are symbolic to victory. In the
Con,
ancient world, when they came back from war, they would hold palms in their hand and shake them. You know, representing victory, being victorious, overcoming.
Con.
Con. It says, then I said unto the angel, what young person is it that crowneth them and giveth them palms in their hands? So he answered and said unto me, it is the son of Yahweh, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to command them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord. Right? So they were standing stiffly for the name of the Lord from generation to generation, man. Day in and day out, from being at home, going on what's it called live, putting up these videos to going out on the highways and byways, encountering scoffers and all types of demons, standing stiffly for the Lord, man. They never was it called blaspheme. They never gave up their integrity. No, they stood stiffly for what they believed in. And so now they're getting not received, they're getting rewarded for the things that they've done.
John.
It says, I just read the last one. It says, then the angel said unto me, go thy way, tell my people what manner of things and how great wonders of the Lord thy power thou hast seen.
Yep. Grab Revelation 7 and uh for was it 14? 7 and 12. No, 14. 14 is good. Yeah.
Con. So Revelation
Oh
7.
no, I'm sorry. 13. 13. Started. Yeah, started 13.
Revelation 7 and 13. It says, and one of the elders answered, saying unto me, what are these which are arrayed in white robes, and whence came they? And I said unto him, Sir, thou knowest. And he said to me, these are they which came out of the great tribulation, and have washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb.
So if you're doing it for men, you don't get the you're not gonna get to wash your robes. You know those are the white robes that he just read about in Second Esdras 2, right?
Yep.
Same vision. Go ahead.
It says, therefore are they before the throne of Yahweh, and serve him day and night in his temple. And he that sitteth on the throne shall dwell among them. They shall hunger no more, neither thirst any more, neither shall the sun light on them, nor any heat.
Yep.
For the Lamb, Slakia. Oh, it says, for the Lamb which is in the midst of the throne shall feed them, and shall lead them into living fountains of water, and Yahweh shall wipe away all tears from their eyes.
So we gonna get delivered, man. We can't get that deliverance if we're trying to please men, because men can't do that. Men can't
Facts.
deliver us from this. It said, "What do you know? These are they that came from great tribulation, and have washed their robes, and made them white in the blood of the Lamb." You know how we doing that? By offering up these holy sacrifices. You know, it's better to obey because the sacrifice, but obeying is the new sacrifice. That's how you give a sacrifice to the Lord, by obeying. You know, by doing what He asks you to do, doing what you know to do. You know. Go ahead. That was it.
Yeah, that was it. Anybody else had anything?
No, sir.
All right. So, Lord willing, this video was edifying. We want to give once again all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shem,
Bahashem,
Hashem,
God,
Yahweh
Yahushai,
Shai,
Bahashem,
Bahashem,
Chakadash.
Chakradash.
double honors again. The Apostle Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. Shalom.
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 Kwam Yasharala.
Kwam Yasharala.
Baba
Kwame
Ball.
Sharala. Baba Ball.
Baba Ba.
Chemotherapy 2025 soon. On to the next.
Soon.